Hello! If you've been studying English for years, but still freeze when a native speaker talks at full speed, the real issue isn't your vocabulary or grammar, it's processing lag in your brain. Today we reveal the exact Japanese-adapted shadowing system developed from polyglot Alexander Arguelles' breakthrough method, the same system Japanese university students used to see measurable fluency gains in just 4 weeks. Results that typically take years with traditional study.
This technique, refined by Japanese EFL researchers and rooted in Arguelles' method of simultaneous mimicry while moving, builds the same automatic brain pathways professional simultaneous interpreters use. Most teachers in the US, Canada, and UK have never taught it. We're changing that.
I'm Edward, she's Loren, and this is English Podcast with Edward and Loren, where we cut through all the noise and give you English that actually works in real life. Not textbook English, real English.
And before we get into the how, let me ask you something first. When you try to speak English, does it feel like your mouth and your brain are running 2 different programs that don't talk to each other? Like your brain knows the answer, but your mouth just stalls?
That feeling has a name. Linguists call it processing lag, and it's the #1 thing standing between you and fluency. Not your accent, not your vocabulary size, the lag. The delay between hearing something and being able to respond.
And here's what nobody tells you. That lag doesn't go away by studying more grammar. It goes away by training your mouth the same way an athlete trains their body. Repetition, speed, muscle memory.
Shadowing means listening to native speech and repeating it almost simultaneously, with just a fraction of a second delay, like an exact shadow. You copy not just words, but rhythm, linking, intonation, and breathing. This isn't casual repetition. It's the same technique Arguelles perfected and Japanese learners turned into a national system for rapid fluency.
Here's what nobody warned you about. Your brain has been running a 5-step translation program every single time you try to speak. Shadowing is the only thing that deletes it. Hamada's 2016 study on Japanese university students showed measurable gains in pronunciation and listening scores in just 4 weeks. And this isn't theory. Japanese universities ran the experiment. Real students, 15 minutes a day, 4 weeks. The results? Their teachers thought they'd spent the summer abroad.
This method was developed by a linguist named Alexander Arguelles. He spent years mastering multiple languages and figured out that the fastest path to speaking naturally isn't reading or translating, it's physical mimicry of real native speech. And the language learning community in Japan picked it up and built entire study systems around it.
Right now, how long have you been studying English? Drop your number in the comments. 1 year, 5 years, 10? We genuinely want to know. And keep watching because what we're about to tell you is going to reframe everything.
Okay, so let me tell you something that happened to me. I was learning Spanish a few years back. I had done the apps, I'd done the classes. I knew probably 800 words. I felt ready.
Oh no, I feel like I know where this is going.
So I'm in a restaurant, a real one, in Mexico City, and the waiter comes over and speaks to me, and I understood him. I completely understood what he asked. But then my brain did this thing, this 5-step disaster chain.
Tell them the chain.
Step 1, I understood him in Spanish. Step 2, my brain translated it into English so I could think about it. Step 3, I formed my answer in English. Step 4, I tried to translate that back into Spanish. Step 5, I started checking if the grammar was right. And by the time I was on step 3, the waiter had already looked away. The moment was gone. I just pointed at the menu. And the worst part, you probably went home that night and studied more grammar. Like the problem was the words, when the problem was never the words. You will always feel 1 step behind the conversation. Hold that thought, because before you try this, most people pick the completely wrong audio and quit on day 2. I'll tell you exactly what to use in just a minute. Traditional methods build knowledge, but ignore the mouth-brain connection. Shadowing is different. It's the bridge used by interpreters at the UN level. It rewires your brain for instant output, something most North American and British learners never discover.
Shadowing gets you in the water immediately. Research-backed Japanese adaptations combine it with brisk walking, boosting brain oxygenation and turning practice into full-body training most people worldwide have never tried.
Shadowing is how you get in the water, every day, for real.
And here's what the research actually supports. Studies on second language acquisition consistently show that learners who combine active listening with simultaneous speaking develop pronunciation and speaking automaticity significantly faster than those who use passive study methods alone. We're talking about the kind of results that take years of traditional study compressed into weeks.
What's the method you've been using to study English? Apps, classes, YouTube? Tell us below.
All right, here is where most people mess this up. They hear about shadowing, they try it once, it feels weird, they stop. So we're gonna walk you through the exact process so that when you try it, it actually works.
Step 1, pick the right content, and I cannot stress this enough. Do not start with the news, do not start with a political debate or a fast comedy special. You need content where a native speaker is talking in a natural, conversational way, not performing. Think interview-style podcasts, casual YouTube vlogs, or shows where people are just talking to each other. Conversational English at a natural pace.
And your comprehension sweet spot is around 70 to 80%, meaning if you listen to 10 sentences, you understand roughly 7 or 8 of them without stopping. If you're stopping every other sentence to look something up, that content is too hard for shadowing right now. It'll just frustrate you.
Step 2, listen first. Full listen, no shadowing yet. Just sit with the audio and let your brain absorb the rhythm and the flow of it. This primes your ear before you try to follow along. Skipping this step is like trying to dance before you've heard the song.
Step 3, and this is the part that sounds weird but actually changes everything, do it while walking. Outside, full voice, no whispering. You're gonna look slightly crazy. Do it anyway. Your neighbors will get over it. The movement engages your body and dramatically improves retention through increased alertness. Your tongue, your jaw, the muscles around your lips, they need repetitions just like a guitar player's fingers do. If you've never played guitar, your fingers can't move fast across the strings. Your mouth is the same. It needs the reps.
First listen with no transcript, just sound. Your brain needs to feel the rhythm before it tries to copy it. Think of it like learning a dance. You watch first. You don't jump straight in and stomp on everyone's feet. Don't stop when you fall behind. Keep going. Match the rhythm even if you miss a word here and there. The rhythm is actually more important than the individual words in the beginning because that's what makes you sound natural.
Step 4, record yourself. I know, nobody wants to hear their own voice. It's low-key one of the most uncomfortable things. But this is where your progress becomes visible. When you record yourself shadowing and then play it back against the original, you will hear exactly where you're drifting, where you're slowing down, where your stress and intonation don't match. That gap between the original and your version, that's your training target.
One specific app recommendation, try using a podcast app that lets you slow the speed down to 0.8x. Shadow at that speed for 2 or 3 days, then bump back to 1x. You'll be shocked at how much more you can keep up.
Step 5, do it every day. Not 3 times a week, every day. Even 10 minutes counts. The reason consistency matters here more than volume is because your brain consolidates language patterns during sleep. Short daily sessions give your brain something to process overnight. 3 hours once a week doesn't do that the same way.
The key is consistency over volume. Even 10 minutes every day beats a 3-hour weekend session because your brain consolidates language patterns during sleep. Daily practice gives it something to work with overnight.
Now here's the part that's gonna save you a lot of wasted time, because shadowing done wrong is honestly almost useless. And these mistakes are way more common than people think.
Mistake 1, whispering or silent mouthing. Full voice is non-negotiable for muscle memory. If your full voice isn't engaged, you are not getting the physical training your mouth needs. Whisper mode is not shadowing mode.
Mistake 2, and I see this constantly. People shadow content they think they should use. The BBC, formal interviews, stuff that feels educational, and they last 4 days. Use what you'd listen to anyway. Your brain learns better when it doesn't feel like homework, and a disengaged brain absorbs nothing. Use content you'd voluntarily listen to anyway. Sports talk? Use that. True crime? Use that. Business interviews, cooking shows? Use what you actually enjoy. The language is the same, the engagement is not.
Mistake 3, shadowing without meaning. You cannot just parrot sounds. As you shadow, you have to stay connected to what's being said, the emotion behind it, the intention. When someone says, "I can't believe that happened," feel that surprise. Mirror it. That emotional connection is what moves words from short-term memory into your natural speaking patterns.
Apps build recognition, shadowing builds production. Use them together, but prioritize shadowing for speaking. The tool professional interpreters rely on. You can use Duolingo, apps, translation exercises. They build vocabulary recognition. They are not useless, but they were never designed to build speaking fluency. If you've been doing apps for a year and you're still not speaking fluidly, the app isn't failing you. It's just the wrong tool for this specific goal. Shadowing is the right tool for fluency. Use the right tool.
If you've been doing Duolingo for a year and you still can't hold a conversation, I need you to hear this clearly. That is not your fault. Duolingo was built to teach you words. It was never built to teach you to speak. You've been using a hammer to paint a wall.
I want to tell you about someone. 4 years of English classes. Could read emails, passed his grammar tests, understood everything his coworkers said. But the moment someone asked him a question on a call, complete silence. Not because he didn't know the answer, because his mouth and his brain had never been trained to work at the same speed. Grammar solid, vocabulary decent, but on work calls with native speakers, he'd go completely blank. He understood everything, but couldn't respond fast enough. So he'd say nothing, feel embarrassed, then go home and study more grammar. After 30 days of the 15-minute routine, his coworkers started commenting that he seemed more confident in meetings. He told us, for the first time, his mouth and brain felt like they were running the same program. Just 15 minutes daily for 4 weeks produced measurable gains in pronunciation clarity, intonation, and listening scores. Brain imaging and interpreter training research confirm it strengthens the phonological loop, shrinking that deadly translation delay dramatically.
Not magic, but transformative. Learners report coworkers noticing faster responses and reduced anxiety, the same edge Japanese professionals gained and that only a tiny fraction of English learners in the US, Canada, and UK ever access.
That shift, that reduction in processing lag, is exactly what the research on simultaneous speech training points to. Language acquisition studies consistently show that active output practice accelerates automaticity, the ability to produce language without consciously thinking about it. And automaticity is what fluency actually feels like from the inside.
Professional simultaneous interpreters, the ones translating live speeches at international summits, they train using shadowing. It is not a beginner trick. It is a professional-grade method that happens to be accessible to anyone with a phone and headphones.
That shift from knowing English to speaking English is exactly what this method is built to produce.
Okay, here's your exact plan. No excuses, no overthinking. This is 15 minutes. You can do this before your coffee is even done.
Minutes 1 through 3, pure listening. Open your chosen audio. A podcast episode, a YouTube interview, anything with natural conversational English. Just listen. No phone scrolling, full attention. Let your brain tune in.
Minutes 4 through 10, shadow out loud. Full voice. Follow the speaker one beat behind. Don't stop for mistakes. Don't rewind every time you miss something. Keep the momentum going. Think of it like running. You don't stop every time your form gets a little off. You keep the pace.
Minutes 11 through 13, record yourself doing one short clip. 60 to 90 seconds is enough. Play it back. Listen specifically for 3 things. First, speed. Are you keeping up? Second, rhythm. Does your version flow or does it sound choppy? Third, one specific word or phrase where your pronunciation sounds off. Just one. That becomes your target for tomorrow.
Minutes 14 and 15. Do that one hard section again, the bit that challenged you most. One more time, full voice. That's the rep that matters most. That's where the growth actually happens.
That's it.
15 minutes. Do that 5 days a week for 1 month. Don't judge the results at day 7. Give it the full month. And then tell us what changed.
Fluency isn't about knowing more. It's about automatic output. The hidden Japanese system, powered by Arguelles' walking shadowing method, closes that exact gap.
And the only way to close that gap is to speak out loud every day with real native speech in your ear and your own voice in the room. Not silently, not in translation, out loud.
Shadowing is the fastest bridge between knowing English and speaking English. It worked for Japanese learners, it works for professional interpreters, and it will work for you if you actually do it.
Here's the truth most English teachers won't say out loud. Most of you will watch this video, think that makes sense, close the tab, and go back to the app. And 6 months from now, you'll still be freezing mid-conversation. The ones who don't, they're the ones who pressed play on an audio file tomorrow morning. That's the entire difference.
Are you trying this tomorrow? Type "I'm in" below if you're committing to 30 days. We'll be reading every single one.